welcome to A Couple's Thing.
We touch on a couple of things.
On today's episode, we want to talk about our relationship with alcohol, kind of from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel like the way to kick it off, you are not.
Yeah, you already know. That's surprising.
Sit down. If you want to come up here, come and have a seat.
Sit down. Relax.
Good boy. Thank you very much. What was the first memory you had with alcohol?
I feel like as soon as I can remember, alcohol's always been in my life because just from family parties and stuff like that, it's just always been around. So I'm just thought about this now, like you always, everything that was happy in my life or celebration was always tied into alcohol. So I always thought that's the only way to celebrate or be happy or have an occasion, have a get together. You had to have alcohol to have fun.
Yeah.
And it's almost like there's times where like I didn't drink or couldn't afford to drink.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't fun because I didn't have alcohol.
Interesting. I feel like I had a similar experience where I always saw it around me. And I remember people were like, oh, yeah, try this. You know, like when parents say, go ahead, take a sip. What do you think? And I was
and it's nasty.
I was always revolted by it. I never liked it. But I remember hitting like the young teen years, and Camille and I used to walk the streets like, I can't wait. I can't wait until we can do that. And we would be pointing at women that were just sitting down, drinking and talking. And I used to be like, that is when you've made it. That is adulting. And I just want to sip on my wine. And like, I never knew there was so much more to it.
Is it from growing up and seeing it around you, or is it just like how good the brainwashing is, and everywhere you see it in a movie, everywhere you see it in a commercial, you see a beer commercial, there's a bunch of chicks in bikinis by the pool having fun, and you thinking like, oh, okay.
It's all of that. Yeah. I feel like it's all of that for everybody though, because it's like you watch it on television, you do watch it everywhere. It's in weddings. It's like, then I remember, I don't know, was this only me? I remember hearing that red wine is good for the soul. Like children in Africa and in Italy are allowed to have a glass of wine with their parents when they eat. And I used to tell my mom, why can't we do that? Like, why can't we have a glass of wine? It's good for us.
Because America is such like indulgence. It's just like they do everything to the utmost. You know what I'm saying?
That's
to them,
very true.
They'll have a glass of wine and on their lunch, and the boss will be on the other side of the restaurant, and they'll cheers. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true.
So it's a different relationship they have with alcohol, and especially if it's available to you at a young age and stuff like that. You're not gonna rebel to go sneak and binge drink with your friends, because you're getting taught how to drink from your parents and how to pace yourself. So in those countries and stuff like that, like it's acceptable. And like I said, like even us, and even us, we was like, if we do go back to liquor drinking again and stuff like that, it was always, you know, we was doing the organic wine, making sure we only have 2 glasses and stuff like that. But we got to a point, it was like, we smoking, and then we having 2 glasses of wine. All we're doing is putting sugar, because the wine gets you mellow just how we get high. So it's like, so what's the point? Like, let's just smoke. I'm even putting that in our system, more sugar at night when we're working out all day. Like, what's the point at this point?
I want to know, like, what was your first experience getting drunk?
Pee Wee's basement. Shout out to Pee Wee.
How old were you?
I think it was 8th grade going into 9th grade. Yeah, so I was probably like 14.
Damn, so young. Like, just
sorry,
really just think about that. Like, whoa.
Because we were all just curious kids, and honestly, I was kind of the ringleader of like, yeah, let's do this. Let's drink. Let's smoke. Because I just seen it so around me, and seen people functioning. Like, I know people that making $60,000 a year and fucking get drunk all the time, get high. You see functioning adults, you're thinking that's all right. That's normal.
Yeah.
So
wow. you're painting a clear picture, because I feel like I feel that no one has this conversation. I feel like this just goes out the window, and it's more so like, yeah, we just drink because we drink. It's social. It is what it is, and that's just it.
Yeah, because if you tell somebody, like, if they ask me what's the reasons we don't drink, we're gonna have this, that, and the third. If you ask somebody what's the reason you do drink, it's just because that's just what we do, or they'll be like, you only live once. But I'm like,
they have no reason.
Yeah, they don't really have the reason, but they still look at you like you're the weirdo for not drinking.
Yeah. Okay. Can you think of a moment?
I feel like I'm in an AA meeting right now. Like,
no, I mean, like, well, we're both answering it.
But I'm the one with the drinking problem for the most part.
Like, can you think of the moment where you feel like when you first blacked out? Because I think of that shit all the time, and I just, for people that do it over and over and black out over and over, I don't understand how it's allowed.
I was known for blacking out.
I know.
Yeah, like I was legit known for blacking out. Like so like my first blackout was probably like, I don't remember because I was blacked out. but I'm sure it's in my teenage years, honestly.
Damn, that's a really early time to be blacking out. First time I ever blacked out, I remember literally ending up on like some side of a highway, just telling them to stop in the car, and to throw up. And I've only blacked out twice in my life, and that is it. Like I don't, like I just feel it's so irresponsible as a woman. As a man as well, I feel like men should be more responsible with the way that they drink, of course. But as a woman, it's just like a heightened caution you have to have when you drink.
And as a man, it's that next morning anxiety because you know you don't remember that much that night. So you already think that I might have came on to a close friend, or I might have been too aggressive with this person, and what did I lose? I always lose something. And so you wake up with straight anxiety, like, yo, what did I do? And then you gotta call your people that you were with so they could piece your night together.
Isn't that I feel like that is why I was never able to understand drinking. And like all of my friends know this, I drank socially, but I've never allowed myself to reach a certain point. And now we could talk about this. Like, when you have decided not to drink, the type of setback that you get from people, the type of hate, the type of negative energy that is revolved around choosing not to drink is really scary. And I feel it gives a lot of people anxiety.
What do you think it is in other people that they're so concerned that you're not drinking? It's just
because they want you to be at their level of misery, or it's like,
but it's more like they think you're not having fun because you're not drinking. That's what they think.
No, I know that. But I feel like it's more so, please.
Drown yourself.
Drown yourself the way I'm drowning myself.
I don't want to drink alone because then I'm going to look like a weirdo.
Yeah, if
you think that, then maybe you should rethink drinking. If you don't want to do it alone because you know it's that bad that you're going to feel like a loser if you do it alone, like, then why do you do it with others?
Like,
it's your body.
Exactly. And my thing is, like, why is it, and I've told this to you, I've told this to Mama, why is it that when I was younger, I had to pretend that I was drinking in order to not be bothered by people that are drinking? Like, why do I need a glass of cranberry juice on the side so that people can see it in my hand and think I'm on their level and think I'm okay? And
because you know, the more they drink, so you have your two, right? And then somebody else is on the third, fourth. So the more they drink, they're like, yo, I need somebody to get wasted and lose their ambitions with me. And if you're not that, then they think you're judging me, or you're just not having fun and you're not.
Or you're whack.
Yeah,
you're
whack.
Someone. I have literally met people that will not hang out with me the same way because I didn't get to their level. And I also think about these individuals, the people that when you go to an event and they're like, oh my God, here, have a drink. And you're like, oh no, thanks, I'm not drinking today. And they're like, what? Why? What's wrong with you? Why are you not drinking? What made you, oh, you're boring. That's whack. Here, come on, just do it. Just do one. You haven't seen me in such a long time. Let's celebrate.
Yeah, I want to get to know you. I want to be present the entire
And it's
time.
like, for me, I think of it this way. Like, now, how dare you tell me any of those things, because you don't know if I've had a drinking problem. The answer should be, oh, cool.
Oh, respect.
I should not have to explain myself at all. And that's where I believe, like, I started not caring about liquor. And I was like, this has to stop.
But you never did. Between we were together, I think you would drink because of me. Honestly, because you didn't want.
Yeah.
You don't, because I probably gave you that pressure of don't have me drinking alone. Like, we gotta have fun together.
Not necessarily. Like, I gotta tell you, when we used to make drinks at home, I genuinely started. I did have my bartending license, so I genuinely was excited to make the beverages. It was more about the moment.
Yeah.
But every single time, I always thought to myself, I'm like, yo, like, I'm pissing it away. I can't justify the club and the bar.
Yeah.
Like, so you mean to tell me that I can go to the store and get this bottle for $35 and make 6 to 7 drinks out of it, maybe more. But if I go to a club or if I go to a bar, I have to pay $19 to $31 per drink. Yes.
But I would go to the atmosphere and not drink. People don't ever think of that. Like, that's not even an option.
I've done that. I've done that so many times where I would go up to the bartender after the first drink and be like, stop serving me this, just give me seltzer, or just give me cranberry juice. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm throwing it back. And like, the fact that I had to do that, it made me feel so fake. And I feel like, let's jump into like, how did we navigate away from it? What made you stop? What made you want to track back and like dial it down?
The ultimatums you gave me, for the most part, definitely stopped the shit, because yes, I would get blackout drunk. I would be very irresponsible. I would take the train. I would just do the worst things. I would just disappear.
Yeah.
I won't touch because I'm old school, so when I have fun with my friends, we had fun prior to phones.
Yeah. So
we're not snapping everything. I'm mad old. We're not IG live and everything. We don't take pictures. You think it's weird. You think it's like I'm creeping or something, but we just don't. We live in the moment for the most part.
I love that, but I mean, now I just feel like, don't you also just want to create memories? That's how I would look at it. I wasn't looking at it on a standpoint of like, you only have to take pictures so that I can see that there's proof that you actually went out with your guys. It was more so like, you need to tell me y'all go out all the time, get batshit drunk, and that's just that none of you remember what you spoke about. None of you remember the night, and you guys all do the same exact shit each and every time.
That's because you have different people, okaying this behavior. So everybody does the same thing, and so we're all cool with this type of behavior, even though he don't know how he got home. He doesn't know how he got home. I don't know how I got home. Like, that shit is dangerous.
That
shit
is so dangerous
and scary. But we just live with this male privilege of, I'm gonna make it home somehow, some way.
Because I'm Superman. I remember you.
It's true. It's sad, but it's true.
I remember, like, I think back to that last time, the big fight we had, which I have recorded, y'all. Should I throw a piece in there for you? Give you 20 seconds of this argument. Like, I remember that, and you just turn into a whole nother individual, and not in a bad way. I've dealt with that kind, but you just no longer are who I know. And I don't like to see people out of character like that. I feel like I have had the privilege of monitoring myself and my drinking so much throughout my whole 20s and like early teens, that I was able to see people acting a fucking fool. And I was like, I never want to be that out of body. I never want to allow anyone to see me in that kind of light. And so, like, I kind of kept that with myself my whole life. And then I had that episode, Memorial. And I had, like, I'm not blaming that on drinking. I'm blaming that on the lack of discipline I gave myself that day with my lack of eating.
Yes.
And I'm always on point.
And it's in the sun.
Yeah.
So you're dehydrating.
Yeah.
Probably not have enough water. I think it was more dehydration than anything.
Oh, I didn't have an ounce of water that
Exactly.
day at all, and I only had like 3 skewers, and like there was no carbs, there was nothing to coat my stomach. And that night, you guys, I got so sick. I haven't gotten sick like that over alcohol any time in my life. Like that one time that I blacked out, that was one time I threw up and that was it. But this time, 1 month ago, I literally threw up about 7-8 times from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. and it was the most terrifying feeling. Especially, I feel like in your 30s, it hits fucking different.
Oh, it's a fact.
And it
The
lasted
hangover lasts.
the whole week.
Yeah, the hangover the last 2 days. Easy.
Like, it was just, I was afraid to eat. I was afraid to be. I had PTSD to go into the bathroom. And I am never allowing myself to do that again. But also, I just don't need that in my body. Because now, when we really think about alcohol, we don't know what is in it.
Why I stopped was obviously the ultimatums you gave me, because I did not know when to say when. I would just drink for the entire day and didn't know my limit. And like you said, you would drink to just, feel a little nice, have 2, but you never want to feel out of body.
Yeah.
I would drink to get drunk, like on some white boy shit. Let's get fucking wasted, and that was the goal, is to get drunk and as drunk as possible for as long as possible without blacking out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just never had a great relationship with it. You pretty much gave me ultimatums because I didn't know how, and I got a lot better. My drinking got better. Had a hiccup. That was the worst hiccup that made me stop again. And what I also noticed was, like you said, like I wasn't myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started doing more. No, I started actually feeling this before I did the research.
Yes, you did. Go ahead.
And I would tell her that I would have sips. I'll have a first drink, feel it a little bit, but like second drink, third drink, I would literally feel something like in my head, like taking over me, like a spirit or something, and I would just feel it coming, and then I would make sure I stopped because I'm at the house, I'm more aware, but I would feel it, and I would start getting a little more snappy, a little more irritable, or maybe the jokes would be a little more offensive, and I would start noticing it more when we started our spirituality journey. And the beginning of it, that's what I noticed, and I told her, I was like, I might have to put this down. And later on, we did our research, and we found out
the definition of alcohol. Oh my God, what the word alcohol stands for, you guys.
Alcohol is a Arabic word, al-kuhl, Kuhl, which means body-eating spirit, and gives origins to the English term of ghoul. In Middle Eastern folklore, ghoul is an evil demon thought to eat human bodies, either as stolen or corpse or as children. So it's named after an evil spirit that takes over your body. And your regular spirit, the regular person that is your soul, that your higher being is attached to you, once the alcohol takes over your body, it leaves.
Yeah, you're basically on autopilot.
Because it can't deal with that toxic in the body, the soul. So another spirit will take over your soul when your soul is not there, and that is alcohol. That's why
when you black out.
That's why you're angrier. You get into fights. You're more disrespectful to women. Disrespectful to people you love. You're more aggressive. All the bad things that probably is not even in your regular being happen when you are drunk.
Liquid courage. Everyone that can't do anything on their own, that can't go ask a guy out or do certain things, they can do it when they're drunk.
Oh, my game was great when I had a couple of guys.
It's a whole other individual, and I literally think of remember when I recorded him drunk, and he was on the phone with me, and I was recording it on my iPad, and you literally, the things you were saying, the way you were talking to me.
And I listened back to it, it doesn't sound like me.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And that's what I used to tell you. I used to be like, I'm looking at you and I don't see you. I don't know whose eyes these are. Whose eyes are these? There were things that you would do with your face that I couldn't put together. And I want everyone, like, if there's anything you take from this, we're not telling you to stop drinking at all.
Your choice by any means.
But pay very close attention to the way you drink and the way people around you drink, and notice people's levels. Or do this. What did we do? The Juneteenth, we bought juice seltzers and we watched everyone literally start from their first drink all the way to the end of the party. And
we legit got the seltzer cans that look like the hard seltzers just because we didn't have to deal with everybody asking and all that shit.
Which I'm not doing that anymore because
still did.
Yeah. Like I like that when we did speak about it and people were asking us, one person was like, "Oh my God, I respect it. That's so good for you. I want to do that too." And I was like, dope.
As you know, in any bottle of liquor, any bottle of wine, the ingredients are not included. And just know how much dye is in it. All that red dye and red wines and all the sugar levels. And you already know what it does to your health. If you don't, you're just dumb. It's gonna take years off your life the more you drink. It's gonna be killing your liver. It's gonna be making you age faster. It's gonna
and it's a waste of money.
Yes, and we're so healthy. Like that was one of our things too. Like we started this whole health journey, and we became vegans and stuff like that, and then we're still drinking at the end of the night. So it's like counterproductive. Like you're working out, you're eating good, and then you just drink a bunch of sugar at night. You know what I'm saying? For what? We don't want to get drunk. We hate when that even happens. I don't even like to feel that way. I don't even like to touch that place.
Yeah, me neither.
So why was I just having one or two and then stopping when I do feel it? Then what's the point of even doing it if you're not doing it to feel nice?
Yeah, it started to make no fucking sense. And I just remember saying, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm done. And I told him, have my back. If there are going to be times, like, I feel like I know I'm very good at speaking up for myself, and I know that you know that already,
yeah.
but like, I also don't want to be pressured in any way. And I feel like there were a lot of moments where I was pressured into drinking around, like, your family, around your friends. It was like, oh, Nicole, the boring woman, like, don't invite Nicole. Why does Nicole's the party pooper. And it put me in a box for a lot of parts of my life. And I'm like, I guess I suck as a friend.
I think they know that they might act the ass and they don't want to be judged. So everybody has to be drinking and acting the ass so they're not judged. So they'll automatically think if you don't drink, that you're just here to judge. And no, like, stop making an ass out of yourself.
I think that, but I think people just also want you to be a part of the fucking in crowd. And it's like, if you're not a part of our crew and our crowd, then you shouldn't be here. Like, this is not the environment for you. And it's just like, it's tired. There's nothing like connecting with somebody on a normal level, man.
Like the last time I chilled with my two best friends, like, I wish liquor wasn't involved because we connected so great. But most of us forgot what the fuck we connected about.
Yes, but you also told me that you learned things about your friends of 25 plus years that you didn't even know existed. And
because we only on the surface. And it's just, once you start questioning everything that is normal your whole life, you're just going to reconstruct your life and see what fits in your life. And we're just looking at just the alcohol and why do we need alcohol at every event we're in? Why do we need even food at every event we're in? Why are we shoved all this bad food down our throats, all this alcohol down our throats? It's just to keep you controlled and keep you locked in the matrix. So in your weekends, you're not doing anything productive for yourself to get out of this job that you don't own no property in, then you're just going to be drinking. You're going to be doing nothing active. You're just going to be drowning your sorrows because you're so stressed from the job that you just did for 5 days.
Think about that. Needing to unwind, or you're stressed and I need a drink. Everything's I need a drink. This is pissing me off. I need a drink. Like, you don't need clarity.
Like, meditate. How about when you feel stressed, meditate. How about when you feel stressed, smoke a joint. How about when you feel stressed,
take a nap.
Talk to your best friend about your day. Like, really talk about it, not just be like, work sucks, or
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And the alcohol thing.
Go ahead.
It's a crazy. Wale said this. The concept of alcohol is actually crazy. I'm gonna drink something that doesn't taste good, so I can feel good for a little bit just to feel worse later. And that goes like to show yo, yes, Thirsty Thursdays is because you already got a drink before the week is over because you can't deal with your 9 to 5 or you're not happy with your 9 to 5. And then you go drink with your coworkers and talk about the trauma from your 9 to 5, so the 9 to 5 still controls you and controls the trauma. And then you're there Friday again because of happy hour deals is just off the hook. And then you drink it again Sunday, and then you're just recovering with a hangover they drink it again Saturday, and then you're just recovering from a hangover on Sunday.
But sometimes you go to brunch on Sundays.
Or you watch the game and you have a couple beers.
It's just basically people find reasons to drink for everything.
And if you're drinking for all those things, you're never creating something that you might actually had a dream of and you actually do love that you just been shoving down for so long, and you probably will never suppress it for so long. You probably never get to it because you continue to do this 9 to 5 because you got to pay those bills, and then you're gonna continue to drink because you gotta, get this 9 to 5 off you, and you think that's the only way to do it. But honestly, the best way to do it is doing something that you love and you have a goal for because you're gonna feel accomplished, and this 9 to 5 is gonna feel less valuable.
Everything is like, for everything that you want to celebrate, that you want to cry about. That is why alcohol will always be in business, but also a reminder, while it may have been medicinal back in the day, while it may have had positive traits all those years ago, there's a reason why they put the prohibition law and it was like not granted. There's a reason why they created AA in 1935. They saw what it was doing with money and with the world, so they kept pushing it, but they made it cheaper, which means they needed to force other things into it. And they want us to continue to drink because it's only going to keep us in the same place. People that stop drinking and notice how your skin clears up, everything in your life clears up, you lose a little bit more weight, you're a little bit more lean, your skin feels softer, your energy's different. There are so many pluses to it. So what I want to say is, wow, I'm not telling you to stop drinking. I respect you if you drink. Do your thing. Know your limits. Know your moderation. But also, why do you do it? If you can get to the core, I haven't met one person that's like, I just fucking love it.
I literally just got to my core before we filmed this when I realized I grew up by always associating drinking with fun and drinking with family, drinking with being with friends. So every connection had to do with alcohol. So I thought I needed that to help me with this connection. And
all you were doing was giving a version of yourself that didn't exist. So does this mean also that, you know how you have your party friends that you drink? They know a whole nother Justin.
Yeah, but a lot of the party friends I no longer have.
No, I trust me, I know that. And it's not on
once you get into even a relationship, you get married, you just get a new set of friends. You gotta have other married friends. You can't be chilling with your club single friends. Shit just ain't gonna mix.
Yeah, it's really weird, but that's for another topic. I feel good that we had this talk. I feel like the world needs to have this conversation, and not in the sense, again, to end it, but in the sense to be more aware of it, to be more cognizant of the things that you're doing on this planet and why you're doing them. I feel good. Do you feel good?
Yeah, I feel energized, and I did battle with it. I'm probably gonna battle it my whole life of just.
And wait, I feel like we haven't spoken if you actually want to stop for good, or if you're just stopping for fun now.
No, I realized I don't want to be drunk. I do not like how I feel when I'm drunk. So why am I just gonna have these 2 glasses? Why am I just gonna have this
I think it's
some
habitual.
Good cognac or some good whiskey. Why am I gonna have it?
Is it good?
No, I'd rather
it's not good.
Have coconut water and salsa, something that really tastes good, and fucking put some watermelon and mix it up. Come on, let's be real. There's a lot of shit that tastes way better, and alcohol kind of makes it taste worse. But so have your salsa and your passion fruit and whatever you mix.
Just leave no alcohol.
But But I just challenge everybody to just go to an event, go to a bar, go somewhere,
and pay attention,
and don't drink. But notice your behavior, notice other behaviors as they drink, but notice your behavior, and if you're mad that you're not drinking and you can't have fun without drinking, because that's probably what's gonna happen. But be cognizant of it and just know, like, snap yourself out of it, because I'm still out with my friends.
Somebody in our building, remember this, somebody in our building told us, damn, I wish you guys would have quit drinking after 4th of July at least. And I was like, why? What the fuck is it gonna do to your body?
Or your fun?
What is it doing to you if I stop drinking? I need to know.
That's the same thing with, like, the food. That's on the next episode. But, like, how do you move to Texas and become a vegan? I'm like, because it didn't serve me no more. It just doesn't serve me anymore.
Me da asco. Like, that's it. Like, why are people so consumed? Think about this, you guys. Why are people so consumed with what goes in another stranger's body?
Mm-hmm.
Why? There's a reason. Every individual is a Mr. Anderson from the Matrix, trying to gear you to keep you.
We're all doing
Yes,
it.
keep doing this. Keep doing this. It's only gonna fucking take years off your life. There are so many things. Write a pros and cons list and look at all the cons that you will find with drinking. There are more cons than pros. Like, even down
Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to mention this real quick. We live across the street from a restaurant, and I see people tripping over their own feet to get into their cars. Do you know the privilege it is to drive, and you're getting in a car drunk to go home, and you're like, I'm gonna make it. I make it all the time. That one time it takes for you to do a pile up on the highway and ruin how many families? Like, there's so many different reasons why alcohol is not a good idea, but people need it to fit their lifestyle, so they'll create a reason why it benefits them or why it hasn't changed them in a negative way. Like, really sit back while you're watching this right now and think and name all the times that you genuinely enjoyed alcohol and the reasons why maybe someone else made you do it.
Like, you could put a bunch of people in a room that, let's say I'll do a job environment, right? Say there's a bunch of people in your office, you don't get along with none. It's a toxic environment, and everybody is a little tit for tat, and they, like, don't get along, but they really don't address it because they're in an office environment. Put nothing but alcohol in the room and just see what happens. Everybody's issues is gonna come to the forefront, and they could be some fist fights, they could be whatever. All right, switch the alcohol, put some weed or put some mushrooms in the room. Have everybody take it, and I guarantee you, everybody's gonna come out being friends.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I literally just forgot what I was gonna say. There was something I read from, like, the 1920s where it said that the reason why, like, the prohibition was even put into place was because people in the army, they used drinking to celebrate New Year's and whatever, all these things, but they were causing so much harm. They were causing rape. Like, it literally just said that. Like, they got drunk and they would rape people. What?
I bet you that person would never rape a person in his right mind.
Possibly not. And who knows? Who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, I'm that's a whole nother story right there. But I mean, like, ladies, how many times have you blacked out and, like, you really need to tell me that you didn't wonder what the fuck happened to you the night before? You will not know if something slid into you or not. Like, if you've gotten that drunk. I just can't justify that for myself anymore. And I feel that for teenagers that are growing up, if you come across my page, our page, really think about it. Are you doing it because your friends want you to, or because you genuinely want to? Like,
like she said, just think about the why. Like myself, I always associated a good time with alcohol. Always associated just conversating with alcohol. You watch it on TV, it's everywhere in a restaurant scene. It's everywhere if they just chilling scene. There's so many things that just surrounded that around alcohol. And just question, is that the reason that you're doing it, or is it the reason is because you truly like it and you know your control and you like to have a taste here and there? Everybody has a different reason. Just question the reason and whether it's right for you.
And don't try to justify the reason either, because if you know, like I was this person for a while. Like when someone's like, "Well, why do you do it?" Well, because I like it, and I don't let myself get to that point, but I just enjoy it. And like you start to sit there, and I used to say that to myself, like I enjoy it. I can do like 2 or 3, but I really never. Like, let's talk about, before we end this, we're gonna end this in the next 4 seconds. Shots.
Yeah. Of course.
You cannot tell me that you will sip a shot and like it. You can't. It's disgusting.
Or do a shot and you're having a great time, right? So you should be smiling and laughing while you do a shot, right? You love the shit.
I used to do shots. When I first started drinking, I used to be like, shots are easier than the actual drink, because the actual drink, I have to sit here and sip it. The shot, I don't have to deal with the taste. So I can just drink it and get rid of it, and it's going to get me drunk faster. Because I believe that it was about catching up. What about when you get to a party late and people are like, you got to catch up. We've already had 4 drinks. Hurry up. Get in here. And you're sitting there like, oh my God.
And isn't it the most annoying thing in the world to go to a party late when you're around a bunch of drunk people? So just think about yourself as that drunk person. Do you want to be around yourself? Ever have a problem, right? And a lot of time people drink because they have problems or trauma, or I gotta have a drink, I'm stressed.
Oh my God.
Did you ever have a problem that was solved by alcohol? Or did your problem get worse?
Thank you. I've never seen a problem solved. Maybe it got solved for those 2 to 3 hours that you were knocked the fuck out into oblivion. But after that, it all hits.
Yeah, or you're with the person you have a problem with, maybe had like the courage and you figured it out. That could happen as well. But 9 out of 10, it's gonna go worse. Your problem, then it's gonna go better. And you could do something you regret because you drank so much to not think about that problem. Yeah. So just make a conscious decision and don't do it because it's the norm. Don't do it because this person does it or it's peer pressure. Do it because you literally just like to do it.
Yeah.
And listen, same way we say that what we eat don't make you shit, it goes vice versa. Yeah. What you drink, like that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. Like
it really isn't.
Just letting you know that like you just don't have to do it just because people are doing it.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys. And I liked this conversation, and I feel like it was necessary.
Yes. And
keep tuning in, because we are posting a video every single
sick of us.
day.
Posting. So continue to watch. We're going to give you great content, I promise you. Yeah. And that's it.
Love you.
All right, let's have a shot.
Also 1 in the morning. It's also 2:21 in the morning.
All right, let's have a shot.
A shot of water.